All right, we're back. We've got the Beijing final for the men, packed stadium, which is great to see. I'll tell you, the crowd show up to the big matches in Asia. It's been the Asian swing, even though most people kind of check out after the US Open. I'll tell you, the Asian swing, the people in China, people in Japan, Korea, they all show up. So that's why they keep going there, because as long as the fans show up, that's all that they need. But Sinner versus Tien. Sinner has apparently been ill this week. I heard that he's not been feeling well and has been struggling a little bit with his energy. We saw that against De Minaur. He did look like there was a bit of cramp going on or something with his legs. So it makes sense if he's been sick. But Tien's been great this week. He's outlasted. Hit the road to the final is pretty impressive. Cerundolo, Caboli, Musetti, Medvedev. Very good road to the final. Musetti and Medvedev both, he outlasted both of those guys. They had to retire in the final set. So just credit to Tien's gas tank at 20 years old, outlasting some of these seasoned guys. So, but let's see. Let's see if he outlasts Sinner. I mean, this would be the best win of his career. But yeah, let's see if he can. We've seen Sinner yesterday looked a little bit out of it, physically a little bit strange. So let's see whether or not Tien can use that to his advantage at any stage of this match. But Sinner trying to win another Beijing title. Nice haircut, thank you. I needed a haircut and I went to the haircut today. I went and got one today. Hairdressers was around, so I'm like, I'll just go in and do it. Let's get it done. No wonder Sinner's been slightly off. Yeah. Well, in the last match, I'm not sure if it's affected him all week, but he said yesterday that he wasn't feeling great. So that would make sense why his legs were sort of looking sore, why he was looking sore yesterday. How's my day going? Yeah, it's going good. Today, by the way, Chow, I went to the shops today. Christmas has begun. Christmas has begun. 1st of October. 1st of October. There are Christmas decorations everywhere in some of the shops. So I told her there's a 90-day countdown, and I wasn't kidding. 90-day countdown started a few days ago. It's 90 days to Christmas. That's how it works. I don't know who this famous guy is, but he's waving to the crowd. And everybody is going crazy, so he must be somebody that is famous in Beijing. But yeah, Christmas begins. I went to the thrift yesterday and I saw a really cool Rolling Stones shirt. Oh, nice. Did you buy it? Hopefully Sinner is feeling better. There's a huge mountain to scale for Tien. Oh, of course. I mean, this is one of two, or maybe three if you chuck Djokovic in there, achievements in your career if you can beat these guys. It is a very, very big achievement if they can get it done. What was for lunch? I didn't have lunch. I just had a late breakfast, which was just eggs. I was on a mission for something else, but I might go back and get it this weekend. Well, yeah, definitely. If you see stuff, pick it up for sure. I'll be doing that. I don't know. I don't think I'll go to the thrift this week because it's still holidays, like school holidays. I might go next week when things are a little less hectic. Tien's run to the final has been insane. I set the breakdown 2 or 3 times, and now he's to the final. Yeah, I'll tell you this. Tien is physically a beast. He is a beast. And at this age already, right? What? He's like 20? usually we're talking about these young guys, and we're like, when they get their gas tank. He's 19. He turns 20 this year. We're talking about these guys, when they get to 23 and they, 22, 23, and their gas tank sort of, develops and they don't cramp. And all. He doesn't show any signs of that stuff. Like he is physically just, he can go 6 hours, I mean, we saw that at the Australian Open, right? The dude is a beast. So that's his strength, right? One of his strengths, right? So it's going to be real tough for anybody in the future to play this guy, because this guy is not going to... It's kind of like playing Demonor, right? I mean, he's a left-handed Demonor. Just a beast. A physical beast who doesn't break down. So you're not going to be able to outlast this guy. You're going to have to hit through him, and he's very quick. So you're going to have to try and hit the ball through him, and he's a very solid brick wall. So they're the strengths of Tien. And he is going to be he's going to be a very painful player to play. People are going to hate playing him because he's just going to wear you out. Him outlasting Medvedev was really impressive. Oh, yeah, twice now. Twice. He's outlasted Medvedev, which is impressive. All right. They're on the court. By the way, we do have Eala coming up, because I know some of you might be wondering why aren't we watching her yet. She hasn't started yet. Her match is after the third set of this other match that's happening right now. So we're just waiting for her match to begin. Should be hopefully starting in the next hour. But we'll see. We'll get to it as soon as it starts. And then we've got Swiatek taking on Navarro tonight as well. And then Alcaraz pulled out of Shanghai. So Shanghai is going to be very interesting, because like every second day we're going to probably do nothing. We got Wuhan though, so that kind of makes up for it. But yeah, Shanghai, the 2-week Masters, when the top half of the draw is the way it is. I mean, I'm looking at the top half of the draw for Shanghai, right? Without Alcaraz, I have no interest in watching. Okay, so some of the names, right? Zverev, Musetti, Auger-Aliassime, Demonor, Tsitsipas, Medvedev, Khachanov. Lehechka, some of the names, right? I don't really feel like watching any of them at this stage. So yeah, so it feels like it's going to be, we're not going to watch, like Shanghai every second day. We're probably going to be in Wuhan because we're watching the ladies. But yeah, top half of the draw is now empty. With a bunch of players that are injured, and that's a lot of players at the top who are seeded. Menchik, Zverev is just not playing well. Musetti's injured. I mean, yeah. Shanghai's obviously, honestly, wide open at the top half of the draw. Players to make the final. Oh, yeah, for sure. Eala's match is probably in the next hour. Yeah, players that are out of form and are injured at the top. Exactly. It's crazy. All right, first time meeting between these two. But yeah, so Shanghai's going to be very interesting. But we will be watching. We'll be watching the bottom half of the draw. Bottom half is very interesting. We've got Djokovic. You got Sinner down the bottom half. Yeah, I saw this Shanghai schedule for tomorrow. I mean, look, 2-week Masters. The first day is always boring anyway. And then you got to add in the fact that the top half of the draw is almost... Without Alcaraz, it's not as interesting to me. And like I said, during this Asian swing, we're not going to be watching everyone unless we get to like the finals and stuff. Cam, you look like an army officer. I don't know what that looks like. Thanks? Or are you dissing me? I don't know. Is that a bad thing? A good thing? I don't know what are you saying? Nah, thanks, Dutchy. That did help. Beijing tomorrow. Whenever that schedule comes out, that'll be interesting. I feel like Sinner might retire too. What, from this match? No. Sinner's got 1,000 points to defend. He's playing Shanghai if he's healthy. What are you talking about? No chance. No chance Sinner... Unless something comes up, there's no way that Sinner's not playing in Shanghai. You know something else as well, Chad? And I don't know... And this is just kind of a... I've been to China. Don't mean to brag. And I'm not saying this is a thing with Alcaraz, but he did have an ankle problem. It's probably smart not to play. But also, because he played in Japan, going from Japan to China, there's a whole, you got to change, you got to get a visa for it. There's all these all these paperwork you got to go through, right? So maybe with the injury and plus all that, maybe he was like, forget that. I don't want to bother with all that stuff. Whereas when you're in Beijing, you're already in China, so you don't really need to worry about any of that stuff as Tien double faults to start, love 15. Again, I don't know if that had anything to do with it. Probably didn't, but it's just something to think about. When you're changing countries, plus you've got an injury, you don't want to, there's a whole bunch of stuff that you don't want to just go through, right? Better to just go to Saudi, play the Six King Slam, and then go play the indoor circuit on the European hard courts. Forehand backhand rally is Sinner. Forehand inside out is a winner. Love 30. Yeah. Not a massive consideration, but I know, I don't know what it is like for Spanish people to get into China, but I know for Australians, there's a whole process of, just an extra thing you have to worry about, going from one country to another. And I remember it was a lot harder to get into China than it was to get into Japan. Japan... there's visas, but there's not as much you have to go through to get into the country. China's a little bit harder to get to. Plus, you've also got working visas. If you're playing tennis, it's a different visa as well, right? A Sinner just can't keep going. Miss, love 40. But yeah, anyway, I don't think that was any reason, but just maybe 1% of the consideration, Just going, one less thing to worry about. Also, my ankle, All right, love 40. Sinner with break points already. Oh, wow. Monfils announced that he's going to retire next year. Wow, that's crazy. As that goes out by Sinner, 1540. All right, 1540. Tien saves one. Seven to four to Sinner. And Sinner hits it out in the return, 30-40. Comes as no surprise, really. It's going to happen. Yeah. He's almost 40, right? Hey, Saida, thank you for the 20 months. 30-40. As return goes the forehand of Tien. Backhand now from Sinner. As Tien with the forehand to the backhand of Sinner. Tien with the slice. Into the forehand of Sinner. As Tien forehand again. To the backhand of Sinner. As Tien with the forehand down the middle. Sinner gets it back. As Tien backhand. Goes long. Sinner breaks. One love. One love. All right. We start with a break. Sinner breaks. I think Medvedev might retire also next year. The form he's in continues. I don't think Medvedev will retire because he's not playing well. I think Medvedev will retire if he doesn't want to travel the world and play. Because he's got a young family. I think that's... Medvedev will not retire because he's not playing well. He's not going to quit. But his priorities might have changed. And I could see him retiring because he'd rather be at home with his family He's got 2 young kids, right? Because remember when Medvedev was at his best, and I'm not saying having a family was the reason why he's not playing well, because he was playing well when he had his daughter, first kid. But remember how his wife would be traveling? It would be the coach and the wife. That was it. That was his team, right? So Medvedev always kept a small team, but now that his wife doesn't come to as many matches, that's got to be a massive thing, right? It's got to be a massive deal, and it's not, it's a massive change, right? So I think we've got to think of it like that too. That and also that now he's got a different coach, right? So I feel like that would be more of the reason for Medvedev to not want to play, rather than just being like, well, I'm playing. But I reckon it's comes, they're connected. I reckon that part of the reason why he's not playing well is because he probably isn't. His family's not around, and that's been part of his team for so long. As it a forehand down the line to the backhand, to the forehand of Sinner. Sorry, Tien gets the point. Sinner overhit it, 15-0. Yeah, he's got 2 young kids. So, and again, like I said, he does travel. He did travel a lot with his family early days, but it's not easy. So I don't know, but you'd have to. Look, he's honest. I'm sure if they ask him questions, he will answer them honestly, right? And who can blame him? I mean, look at Rafa. He had a baby and he retired a year later. And he waited until the end of his career to have kids, which is a choice that he made. Same with Serena, right? Left it till the end. But and then the second, I know Rafa was injured as he finished his career, but he also, his priorities changed. Said he hasn't picked up a racket in a year, Rafa, because he's hanging out with his family. He doesn't want to play tennis, right? Total change. When you look at Rafa 5 years ago, look how tennis psycho he was, right? He was just tennis all the time, every time. Things change, People have kids, perspective changes, and, priorities change, and a sport doesn't become as, playing a game is not as much of a priority. All right, 4-15, Sinner with a drop shot. As it back in from Tien, that's a winner. All right, Sinner's trying those drop shots, but Tien's too quick. 40-30. But I got to be honest, I think Medvedev had a good week this week. I know people are going to be, saying Medvedev's been playing bad. He made the semifinals of a 500. I mean, this is probably the best he's played for a while. He beat Zverev. How easy did he beat Zverev? That was one of the best wins he's had all year. Probably the best win. So, yeah, Medvedev hasn't been great lately, but this week, yeah, he lost to Tien. He was cramping. His body failed him in the third, but up until he started to cramp, Medvedev was winning against Tien. It was just the final game of the match when he was serving for it. His body said no, and that ruined his match because he lost every game. I think he was up 5-3, and then he lost 8 games in a row and had to retire. So Medvedev, this week, Medvedev's been great. And hopefully, it's a sign of a bit of a turnaround for Medi. By the way, Medvedev's draw, if he doesn't cramp in Shanghai, he can make the final. His draw is, without Alcaraz, is very open. Maybe it's Medvedev who owns the top half. Right? You got Fokina, you got Norrie, you got Mute, Medvedev. I mean, Medvedev Demon or quarterfinal potentially. Medi might make the final of Shanghai in a couple of weeks without Alcaraz there. And he has been playing well this week, so why wouldn't he? Unless his body fails him. As Tien hits a lovely winner, it's 15-love. He's got a massive opportunity, Medvedev, now that Alcaraz is gone. All right, 15-love. There's a bit of fault from Tien, second serve. Double fault Tien. And it's 15-0. 15. Oh, I just wish Shelton was up the top half of the draw. I just wish Shelton was up the top half where, where Musetti is or where Demonor is. By the way, speaking of Demon's got a good draw too now that Alcaraz is out. I mean, Demon makes the final of Shanghai maybe. He played really well this week, Demon. So there's such an opportunity now that Alcaraz is gone. And I know Alcaraz fans are going to, I know you're hiding in the shadows now because you're watching Sinner and you hate watching Sinner or you rage watching. I don't know what you're doing. But I know you're here. I know you're here. You're lurking in the shadows. But now that Alcaraz is gone, this is what we want. Right? We want to see other players take opportunities when Sinner or Alcaraz are not around. Who's going to step up? And then when they do come back, who's going to then, can they do it against them then, right? That's what I want to see. It's a shame that, and again, I'm pissed because Shelton, if he was at the top, great opportunity for Shelton to go and try and make a final, but it gives an opportunity. I know Musetti's injured, but you've got Musetti up the top. You got Zverev, you've got Demonor, you've got Medvedev. Those guys all have a chance to, Khachanov to make the final. In the absence of if Djokovic was up the top, you would have thought, Djokovic makes the final and against Sinner, right? But because Fritz and Sinner and Djokovic are all down the bottom, massive opportunity up the top half of the draw. For everybody. And it's going to be interesting to see who takes it now that Alcaraz is out the way. Because otherwise, if Alcaraz was there, it was like Alcaraz final, easy, don't worry about it. Talk to me on Sunday, right? But now it becomes interesting to see who's going to step up in his place. In his absence. All right. I'm new here. I want to ask, what do you like about the Asian swing? Welcome. The crowds, the atmosphere is always good. There's always a good crowd in the big matches. Like the final here is a packed stadium. So people show up to them, which is great. That's the main thing. It's hard though, because there is also a lot of negatives. I mean, I love the time zones, yeah, personally. Personally, the time zones are great. But yeah, that's one thing. It's a tough time to have the Asian swing though at this time of year. A lot of players are hurt, a lot of players are injured. A lot of players miss out on these events, to try and recover for the end of the year where things get, super important with the finals. I do love the court speed. I love how the courts are a little quicker. They quicken up the courts a little bit. All right, Sinner to serve 2-1. There's a return. Goes in the forehand of Sinner. Sinner smacks it away. 15-love. I don't agree. If Alcaraz pulled out of Tokyo, he would have lost 500 points. He's only losing 200 points. He's resting more time. You don't agree with who? What have I didn't say anything. 15-love. Who are you not agreeing with? Why would he pull out of Tokyo? he just won. Responding to a comment. Oh, okay. Why? Why are people saying that he should have pulled out of Tokyo? That's weird. It's 30-love. Slice into the forehand of Tien. Sinner with a forehand down the line is a winner. All right, Sinner's 40-love. All right, Jannik Sinner's playing well. Last year, Beijing was one of the slowest hard courts on tour. Did they speed it up this year? I I don't know the court speed this year. But I was referring more to Shanghai being faster, one of the faster courts on tour. Or at least a medium fast court. I don't know about the 500s. But the court seemed, especially Wuhan, I think, is quicker. Medium fast court as well, I think. 40 love. As we just serve from Sinner. Into the forehand of Tien. Sinner with the forehand to the backhand of Tien. Tien in the net. Sinner 3-1. Will Carlos lose the number one ranking because he's not playing Shanghai? No. The only way that Carlos loses the number one ranking is if Sinner wins today, Shanghai, Vienna, and Alcaraz doesn't play until Paris. I think that's the only... I think if that happens, which could happen, Michael Chang in the house, by the way, coaching Tien. Look, Sinner could do that, right? Could go and win all those tournaments, and Alcaraz is not around. I think that's what I read. That's the only way that Sinner can be number one before the end of the year is if he. But then after that, it's like they both have. They'll both play Paris, hopefully, and then also the ATP finals. Sinner's got a lot of points to defend. So, if Sinner wins Shanghai, after that we can talk about who's going to be like what needs to happen. Right? There's still too many moving parts. Because Sinner's draw is not good in Shanghai, so there's no guarantee he wins. So he should, now that Alcaraz is gone, it should be Sinner's to lose. As we got a volley in from Tien. Up goes a lob by Sinner, but Tien with a smash, 15-all. But yeah, so after Shanghai, we'll assess it, because then it'll be a little easier to math. The math will be mathing a little easier. You know what I mean? 15-all. There's a bit of fault from Tien. Back in return from Sinner to the forehand of Tien. Tien hits wide, 15-30. Sinner to get the double break. And a fault, second serve. Tien double faults again. 15-40. He's double faulted once every game, and you can't do that against Sinner. Can't be giving him 3 points. 15-40. Break points for Sinner to get the double break in this first set. Backhand on the stretch. Into the forehand of Sinner. Tien. Backhand now from Sinner. Tien puts up a lob. Sinner puts away the smash. 4-1. Jannik Sinner. 4-1. All right. 20 minutes in. And Sinner is cruising. All right. 4-1. All right. 4-1. Ask you where you're watching from. Where are you watching from? Where are you watching from? By the way, chat, my plan Now that it's officially Halloween, a countdown. I've got a bunch of horror movies. I'm just going to try and watch one every day. So then every day I can get through one. Today, I don't know what I'm going to watch because I have to figure out what time I can watch things. But the plan is for the next 31 days, I'm going to watch one horror movie every day. Because I've got a stack of horror movies that I just need to get through. And I will slowly start to get through them. Some I've seen, some I haven't. And I think I might watch... I've got some that are like hardcore, and I've got some that are just like hocus pocus, right? You know, some that are more like family friendly. Good mixture. So I don't know what I'm going to watch today. But I'll watch something. All right, 4-1 Sinner with a double break. So we've got Philippines, South Africa, Singapore, Switzerland, USA, Slovakia, Italy, Bulgaria. Nice. Weapons is a horror movie? Yeah, but I've seen that. All right, 15 love. Love. Sinner serves again. Serve again. Here's a fault. Second serve. Serve with the forehand of Tien. Sinner with the forehand of Tien. Tien in the net. 30 love. 30 love. Love. Now we got a fault from Sinner. Second serve. Second serve. As Tien hits a return winner. 30-15. All right, 30-15. Sinner serves again. As the return goes to the forehand of Sinner. Tien with the slice. Into the forehand of Sinner. Tien with the forehand to the backhand of Sinner. Into the forehand of Tien. Sinner backhand again to the forehand of Tien. Down the line to the forehand of Sinner. Tien backhand. Again the forehand of Sinner, who shanks it wide. 30-0. I'm just trying to think, what's happening in Beijing tomorrow? Is it all the quarterfinals tomorrow? No. It'll be, no. Yes. No. It'll be 2 quarterfinals tomorrow, 2 on Friday, and then semifinals final, right? Because Beijing's, yeah, it'll be, because it's 2 weeks, it'll be one of those annoying. So tomorrow we'll have Gauff, Lees, Anisimova, Paolini. And Eala, if she wins, will take a day off, I think, as well. So tomorrow, we've only got those matches, really. I think. I think that's it. And they'll probably be late, like, tomorrow night. Because the men's match is finished now, right? This is the last men's match, and then it'll be just women's doubles and singles, and then that's it. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, we'll probably watch it. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Anyway, it's 40-30. We'll see what the schedule does. We'll see what the schedule looks like. Return goes in the back of the Sinner. Sinner of the net, deuce. Ugh. All right, deuce. Is there even hope for an interesting second set? I think Tien will put on probably I think it'll be more interesting. I think he'll be better in the second. But this doesn't surprise me. Ace down the tee from Sinner. Yeah, and anybody, I mean, I've already seen like 2 or 3 people being like clowning on Tien like he's not good. It's like, okay, he's playing Jannik Sinner. Relax, buddy, right? He beat Medvedev, Musetti, Kaboli, Cerundolo to get here. Jannik Sinner is on a different level to those guys, right? I mean, it's Sinner and Alcaraz and Djokovic, are on a different level. So I'm not surprised that this is happening. I had hoped it would be a little closer, but like it's just like Tien is like a left-handed Demonor, and yeah, Demon got a set yesterday and was really good. Tien's already stretching his legs, by the way. He has played a lot of tennis. That's not a good thing. His right leg is bothering him a little bit. Tien, just a little bit of a weird stretch. And Sinner doesn't lose to guys like Demon, right? So you go, well, shit, if Demon can't beat him, how's Tien going to beat him? Because they're very similar in the styles. Sinner doesn't lose to brick walls, right? Guys who are consistent without much power, you got to have a big serve, you got to have variety, you've got to have a booming forehand, right? To trouble Sinner. Just getting the ball back is not going to bother Sinner. Right? He's not going to make errors very often. So but again, Tien has had a great run. It's just a bad matchup against someone who's like a month ago was number 1 in the world and only one guy can beat this guy. And he's not playing this week at this tournament. He played yesterday in another country. All right, Sinner holds 5-1. 5-1. All right. Tien serving to stay in the set. 5-1. All right. There's a return. Goes out by Tien. Love 15. Love 15. As return goes to 4 to Tien. Tien puts away the winner. 15-0. Similar, but not exactly the same. Yeah, I'm not saying that Tien and Demon are the same person. I'm just saying that you would put them in the same category of type of player. Baseline defender. Yeah, one's got more speed than the other, and obviously one's higher ranked than the other. But I think they're both very similar styles, right? You would classify them as in the same style. They're both defensive. They're both baseline grinders. They both get everything back. Not real big weapons, but their weapon is their speed. Their weapon is their consistency. Their weapon is their endurance. But like I said, when was the last time Sinner lost to somebody like that? Djokovic? When was the last time Sinner didn't lose to somebody who didn't have like an obvious big weapon? Right? He lost to Alcaraz. We don't even need to talk about him. There's too many. The list is too long for how many weapons he has. Bublik obviously has a massive serve. and booming ground strokes. Plus, he can come to the net and volley. So he's got that variety too. And it was on grass. Rublev. Maybe Medvedev last year in the quarters of Wimbledon was the last time that Sinner lost to a guy who is more of a defender. If you want to count that, I know there was some, Sinner wasn't feeling the best during that match, so, it went the distance, but, was it because, did Medvedev get a little fortunate that Sinner was under the weather? Tsitsipas in Monte Carlo, but that, Tsitsipas, we all know what happened there. But yeah, Djokovic, ATP Finals was probably the last time that Sinner was healthy and lost to a guy who's more of a defender. So that's 2023, right? So again, I've named like 2 or 3 guys there in the last 2.5 years, or 2 years, right? That have that have been able to beat Sinner with his style. He doesn't lose to these guys. And we all know what happens when he plays Demonor, right? All right. 5-2. 5-2. If Sinner wins Shanghai, Paris, ATP Finals, will be number 1 again. Depends on Alcaraz, what he does and what he plays and what he wins, if he wins. No Eala? No, Eala hasn't started yet. We're going to watch Eala, though, don't worry. We are going to watch Eala. All right. 5-2 Sinner to serve for the first set. By the way, Andrew, you've already been mentioned before, but can you please stop writing like essays? It's really distracting the chat. Well, it's not distracting. It's just really clogging up the chat. And also, I don't know if anyone's responding to it, so please don't write like 5-line essays. It would be appreciated. All right, 15 love. Because I'm not reading them. They're too long of a message. Just keep it 2 sentences and short and sweet. All right, 30 love. Anything over 2 lines, I don't read. I can't read. Does Eala have an easy win today? I don't think so. I think it's going to be pretty tough. Minen is no joke. So yeah, I think it's gonna be tough. 30 love. Serving to the back of Tien. Forehand from Sinner. Into the back of Tien. Sinner forehand again to the back of Tien. Sinner with a forehand down the line. Tien gets it back, but it goes long. 40 love. You'll look happy today. I got a haircut. So that's probably why. Because my hair looks happy. $40 love. Set point Sinner. And he says a fault second serve. Now remember, Sinner this week has been the second set. He has been struggling a little bit, because he's, for whatever reason, trying different things out, or maybe the fatigue or whatever. Military haircut? I don't think it's a military haircut. Is a military haircut shave it all off? Anyways, 40-15 double fault Sinner. So maybe Tien might be able to take advantage of that if Sinner does have, it does slow down in the second like he has a couple of times this week. Against Atman, against Marijan, against Demonor, right? Second sets have been a lot closer. Sinner with an ace. First set, 6-2. What determines the speed of a hard court? So the court pace index is a universal system that is employed over all tennis courts. Now, the way they do it, from what I've read, is that it's basically they count the speed of the ball hitting the court, and there's a whole bunch of mathematical formulas that go into it, but they kind of calculate the ball hitting the court and whether or not how fast or slow the ball hit after it hits the court. If it slows down or stays fast, that determines the speed. So after the ball contacts the ground, whatever the speed is after the contact on the ground is how they calculate the court pace index, which is what the speed of the court is. So, and then they categorize those numbers into slow, medium, fast, fast. So there's 5 different categories. So that's how it's determined. So they have like a machine. I don't know if they use Hawkeye to do it now, because maybe they can use that as a way to determine court speed. But they used to use like a machine where they'd kind of, calculate, okay, the ball hitting the ground. They have like a bunch of, machines that they would calculate the numbers, and then they would turn those numbers into something we can all understand. So that is what is supposed to, that's from what I've seen, that's what it's supposed to be, how it's determined. So it's what happens. So yeah, again, the ball hitting the ground determines whether it's slow or fast. So once it hits the concrete and it flies off the ground, if the ball, slows down a lot, like on a clay court, it's slow. On a fast hard court or a smooth hard court or a carpet court, which is still used on, I think, the ITF, but they don't use it on the ATP or WTA anymore. Those are obviously fast courts. Anyways, Sinner hits a smash in the net, and Tien wins the first point of the second, 15-love. $15-love. As Tien serves a fault, second serve. As the return goes in the forehand of Tien, Tien hits a winner, 30-love. Uh, 30-love. Serve again. Into the forehand of Sinner. Tien with the backhand. Cross-court winner, 40-love. $40-love. As Tien holds, 1-love in the second. 1-0 in the second. All right, good start. All right. All right, back to Sinner. One love, Tien. I feel like most players go into the match already defeated. They should just unleash and see what happens. I don't think so. I don't think Tien came into this match defeated. Love 15. Love 15. As we get a serve again. Into the forehand of Tien. Tien in the net. 15 all. 15 all. Goffin versus Shelton. Ooh, that's tough. That's a tough match. So wait, that's going to be on Friday. So Friday, bottom half of the draw Friday. So that means Saturday, I could go outside. Wait. Yeah. Maybe. Oh no, Friday. I don't want to do. I'm busy Friday. Damn it. I don't want to stream a Friday. I want to stream a Friday. I got plans. Damn it. Forehand down the line from Tien. Sinner gets on the stretch, but it's in the net. 15:30. I can't do Friday. I hope I'm wrong. I hope Shanghai is on Saturday. Is today first round or is today first day one or day two? Day one, right? Shit. Oh. You can go outside in December? I guess. 15:30. I live outside in December. I'm not coming inside in December. I'm permanently outside in December. I'm going to go camping for a month. 15:30. Gonna go live out in the bush. Gonna go live out in the forest in December. I'm gonna live off the land. Gonna live in the outback for a month to make up for the lack of going outside. 30 all. All right, so today's day one. That means day three will be second round, which means I have to watch Djokovic and Sinner. So wait, hang on. So let me do some quick math. So on Friday, we're gonna watch Sinner. Stupid thing. What are you doing? So Sinner and Djokovic. Sinner and Djokovic, and then then also possibly Swiatek versus Pegula, and Andreeva might be on there as well. If I get it right. Friday is quarterfinals day as well. Anyways, 30-40, Tien with the break point. All right, so my day is ruined. I have to work on my day that I wanted to do things. That's really fun. Well, Saturday is... I'm going to do nothing on Saturday, which is, I guess, good. Where is your buddy? I have no friends. 30-40. All my friends are doing something on Friday, but I'm not going to be able to make it. Anyway, Sinner hits a winner. We get to deuce. Pray for rain. They've got a roof. That's not going to help anything. Anyways, deuce. Deuce. Sinner trying to level this set to start this second set. So return goes out by Tien. Advantage Sinner. Advantage Sinner. Yeah, the roof gets jammed, maybe. Advantage Sinner. Sinner serves. An ace, and he holds. 1-1. First chance for Tien, but Sinner shuts it down. All right. 1-1. One all. The turn goes to Forna Tien. Backing it from Sinner. Into the Forna Tien. Tien hit it wide. And it's left 15. By the way, chat, I don't want to stress you out, but as the guy was cutting my hair today, I noticed that my hair is getting lighter and lighter. And I don't want to blame you, but I'm going to blame you. I think I'm stressing out. The stress that this causes me is making my hair turn white. It's definitely not because I'm 43, but it's also your fault. So, don't feel bad, but just know that. Just know that. Love 30. There's a bit of forehand now cross court. Into the backhand slice of Sinner. Backhand from Tien into the backhand of Sinner. Into the forehand of Tien. As Sinner with the forehand of Tien. Into the backhand of Sinner. As Tien with the forehand again. Into the backhand of Sinner. Tien with a slice. As we get a forehand now from Sinner to the backhand of Tien. Forehand from Sinner again. Tien runs around, hits a forehand inside out. Winner. Beautiful shot. 15-30. All right. 15-30. As Tien with the backhand. That's a good shot. Oh, Sinner's slice just missed. 30 all. 30 all. 30 all. Do I have a baby? Yeah. A puppy. She's asleep. A dog. Anyways, Tien comes to the net with the backhand. Sinner puts up a lob. And Tien puts away the smash. Good rally from Tien. 40-30. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Alcaraz blonde hair, I think, eventually. I think that might just... I might have to do that. I might have to do that. 40-30. As Tien serves a fault, second serve. Serving to the back of the Sinner. Forehand from Tien. As Sinner with the forehand of the stretch. Tien with the drop shot. Sinner gets it, but hits it long. Great rally, Tien again. All right. 2-1 Tien. He stays in front. All right. All right. Did Alcaraz transfer is second set sleep for Sinner? Maybe. Is this live? No, this is a recording. This is a replay. Cool. All right. 2-1. Tien stays in front for now. Adopt a baby girl from the Philippines. They sing well and win beauty pageants. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Many reasons why I wouldn't do that, but also no. 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 That was very random. Yeah. I'm not going to do that. Anyways, 2-1. Random comment of the day. There it is, right there. That was the comment of the day. Random comment of the day. All right, back to Sinner. 2-1. Will I adopt another puppy? I don't have room for another puppy. Unfortunately. 40-30. 2-1. Watching the wrong match. Backhand from Tien goes long. 15 love. 15 love. All right, 15 love. There's an ace from Sinner. 30 love. $30 love. Hey, Gina. Thank you for the 40 months. Appreciate that. Thank you for sticking around. And we serve out wide from Sinner. Another ace. 40 love. $40 love. As a return from Tien in the net. All right, 2-2. 2 games all. Two games all. All right. Back to Tien. He's been playing better in this second set, Tien. Better job at just holding on. But let's see if he can stay in front. Return goes to forehand to Sinner. Sorry, Tien with a forehand on the stretch. Sinner backhand. Tien forehand again, the backhand Sinner. Into the forehand to Tien. Sinner with a forehand cross court. Tien's there with the backhand. Sinner forehand again to the backhand to Tien. Into the forehand to Sinner. There's Tien with the forehand cross court. Sinner gets with the backhand. Tien forehand again to the backhand to Sinner. Who goes down the line for a winner. Beautiful shot, Sinner. Very nice. Just a little flick backhand winner. Love 15. When's my Philippines trip? I hope next year, probably. Unfortunately. Unfortunately, not this year. I just don't have the funds. 15 all. But maybe next year. This year has been a busy year. So yeah, next year, I'm hoping. 15 all. What's the Philippines like in February? You're commentating a top 300 against Sinner? Tien's like top 60. What are you doing, 300? He's like number 60 in the world, isn't he? Like borderline top 50. 15-30. Forehand winner from Sinner, 15-40. 15:40. I hear that busy too. Yeah. It's been a busy year. All right. First serve is a fault. Second serve. Double fault Tien. All right. Sinner gets the break. 3-2. 3-2. Not hot in February after the Christmas season. That's all right. I don't need to be hot. Maybe I'll go to the Philippines for my birthday. Who wants to go? Who wants to have a party? Who wants to party in the Philippines in February? Where's a good place to go and have a birthday in the Philippines? All right, we're all meeting in Manila in February. Jollibees. No, I was thinking something a little more alcoholic. All right. Sinner with a set and a break in this final. Going to the Greece next week. Oh, nice. Don't go to Cebu. There was an earthquake today? Okay. Well, I won't go today. Boracay is where you, if you like the beach, okay. Me and my mum are planning on going to the Philippines to visit our family next year. Oh, nice. Party Island is Boracay. Okay. Shanghai Masters final is going to be Sinner versus Zverev. Okay. All right. Sinner with a set and a break. Oh, yeah. February is like Valentine's Day too, so I won't be going for that, but I'll see you at the end of February. All right. Sinner 3-2. You with a set and a break in this final. As Tien returns the forehand to Sinner. Forehand from Tien. Into the backhand of Sinner as Tien forehand down the middle. Sinner gets cross court in the backhand of Tien. Tien hits it long. And it's 15-love. Relax, computer. No updates, please. All right. 15-love. 15-love. As we have a forehand from Tien. Here's a winner. Inside-out winner. 15-0. 15-all. Sinner serves again. And the return goes to the net from Tien, 30-15. Eala's match is going to be starting very shortly. Possibly in the next 10 minutes. Ideally, this match finishes and we watch that. But we're just going to wait for... There was a match before hers. It was taking a little extra time. All right, 30-15. Sinner serves a fault, second serve. Return goes to the back into Sinner, forehand for Tien. Into the back into Sinner as Tien forehand down the line. Sinner gets it, but it hits it in the net. 30-all. Chance for Tien to get the break back. 30-all. All. Sinner serves. An ace. 40-30. Right in the corner, too. That was a great serve. Great serve. $40-30. Sinner to go to 4-2. Serving to the forehand Tien. Return goes to the forehand Sinner. Oh, and Sinner hits it in the net. Ugh. That was a very un-Sinner-like shot. Deuce. Serve again. And the return from Tien goes to forehand Sinner. Tien with the backhand to the forehand Sinner. Again to the forehand Tien. Tien's got Sinner on the run here. And then a lob goes up by Sinner, but it's long. Advantage Tien to get back on serve. Advantage Tien to get back the break. As Sinner with a forehand, Tien puts up a lob. Bounce smash Sinner. Puts it away, back to deuce. All right, deuce. Sinner serves again. An ace. All right, advantage Sinner. Advantage Sinner for a 4-2 lead. As Tien return goes long and Sinner holds for 4-2 Sinner. All right. Let me just get my match, the second match up to date. All right. Sinner 4-2, 2 games away from winning the title. And we also got Eala coming up in the next 5 minutes. Sinner with the backhand of the forehand Tien. Sinner backhand down the line in the net. 15-love Tien. All right, welcome everybody. Eala's match is going to start in hopefully the next 10 minutes. We're just watching what could be the end of the final of Beijing for the men. Sinner is in the lead. He has been solid today. Tien's he's put up a bit of an effort in the second, but Sinner's just got too much power. As it'll find out from Sinner to the back end of Tien. Sinner comes in with a volley and puts away it's more of a smash, puts it away. And it's the 15-0. But yeah, we've got Minnan versus Eala. Eala just got through yesterday in a very tough fight. So it will be interesting to see how Eala does in this match. And whether or not she can keep it going. She's had a really good couple of tournaments, Eala, since the US Open. So it's not going to be easy, though. Minnan is a very accomplished player, so it's not going to be easy. As we've got a forehand out of the backhand of Sinner. Tien with the backhand to the backhand of Sinner into the forehand of Tien. As Sinner forehand to the backhand of Tien. As Sinner forehand again to the backhand of Tien. Sinner forehand to the forehand of Tien. Into the forehand of Sinner as Tien with the forehand cross court. Sinner gets it with the backhand, but it hits it in the net. And it's 30-15. Yeah, I think Minnan just won a tournament on a hard court a couple of weeks ago too. So, yeah, she is tough. Like, it's gonna be a tough match for Eala. Eala's gonna have to work for this one. Sinner serves, fault. Second serve. They've never played before. Eala and Minnan, first time meeting. As we're to serve again from Tien. Double fault, 30-all. 30-all. All right, so Eala and Minnan have just hit the court. 30-all. Double fault, 6 double faults for Tien in this match so far, which is a bit of a shame that his serves let him down, but hopefully he can finish a little stronger. Sinner hits a passing shot winner. 30-40. Jannik Sinner to take the 5-2 lead and serve the match. 30-40. Wasn't a bad volley, but Sinner with a beautiful backhand pass. 30-40. As Tien serves a fault. Second serve. Into the forehand of backhand of Sinner. Backhand again from Sinner to the forehand of Tien. As Sinner forehand into the backhand of Tien to the forehand of Sinner. Tien backhand again, the forehand of Sinner. As Tien backhand on the stretch in the net. There it is, 5-2. And Sinner will serve for the championship. To win another title in Beijing. After last year just missing out. He will serve for his second Beijing title in 3 years. All right. Tien is good with long rallies, at least. Oh, yeah, look. Tien's just getting started, right? We all know that. He's just getting started. And if you're losing to Sinner in the final of a 500, it's not a bad effort. He's had a great week, and he'll only get better. Scoreline doesn't reflect how much of a fight he's put up. Yeah, and look, the score this final shouldn't this shouldn't reflect on how good Tien is or how bad Tien is. You know, Tien's been fine. He's just come up against Jannik Sinner, who's the second best player on the planet, right? Pretty disappointing in Tien game. He beat Musetti and Medvedev. I thought it would be closer. You got to watch more tennis, bro. All right. Sinner serving for the title. 5-2. To take home another trophy this year. Sinner's third title of the year, right? I think. As the return goes in, the forehand of Sinner. Tien with the backhand. Again, the forehand of Sinner. Again to the backhand of Tien. Tien hits it out. 15-love. Yeah, Australian Open, Wimbledon, and this. $15-love. All right, Eala and Minnan just warming up the last couple of shots, and then they will begin. 15 love. 15 love. Sinner's going to get a time violation. Oh, okay. The umpire. Okay. Hang on. Sinner hits a win at 30 love. Hang on. Sinner at 15 love, the clock went to 0, and there was at least another 3 or 4 seconds. And even Sinner, I think, was expecting the umpire to say time violation because he was kind of looking. He's like waiting. And I think Sinner knew he was out of time. The umpire said nothing. But why does the umpire get involved at 30 all 5 all in the third set? Riddle me that. If he gave a time violation, I don't think anybody would have cared. But the umpires, they give time violations out at the stupidest times, and then they don't give one out when it doesn't really matter. Like, that would have been a fine time. Like, who cares? They do it at 30 all and like... Oh. And look, I think Sinner knew. Sinner was like waiting for it. Anyways, whatever. Umpires, come on. Umpires, come on. Anyways, match point. 40 love. As we get a let from Sinner. Oh, that's... Sinner knew, though. Sinner knew. He was like, oh, I've run out of time. And he was waiting for him to say time violation, but they didn't say anything for like 5 seconds. You know, the next time that they do like a time violation at 30 all in a tie, like a 5 all in a fifth, I'm going to freak out. Championship point. Tien returns off the tape. Into the back of the Sinner. Tien with a forehand goes down the middle. Sinner's got it with his own forehand. The back of the Tien. Sinner with a forehand goes wide. All right, 40-15. One saved. The inconsistencies of the umpire is crazy. And I'm not saying like Sinner should have got one, like, you know, but it's the consistency of the umpiring that's annoying. Like, the umpires don't give that at all, and then they give like the stupidest ones when it's like when it gets to 1, they're like time violation after like a 50-shot rally. Crazy. Anyways, 40-15. Umpires need to be better. They need to be consistent. As with a fault from Sinner. Second serve. Eala wins the first point, by the way. 15 love. She's serving first against Minnan. We'll get to her match in a second. As we get a serve now from Sinner. Into the forehand to Tien. Sinner with a forehand. Again to the forehand to Tien. Tien hits a winner. 40-30. Yeah, Alcaraz yesterday. Alcaraz got one yesterday. Pretty quickly as well. So if he's watching this match, he's thinking, what the hell? Yeah, Carlos should have played in Beijing. The umpires are a little bit more lenient, it seems. All right, championship point number 3 for Jannik Sinner. Take home the Beijing trophy. As he serves, a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand Tien. Return goes wide. Sinner wins. And he just points at the coaches and gives a little shake of the fist. Sinner gets it done. The coaches are all hugging each other there. They're happy. And Sinner giving some words of encouragement to Tien. Tien had a great week. And then he had to play Jannik Sinner, which is just... Your first final, good luck. You're playing this guy who's really, really good and really hard to beat. All right, Sinner gets the win. Straight set, straightforward. It was an interesting week for Sinner. I mean, that was by far the best match he played for the week. The best he looked for the week as well. Didn't physically, he looked fine compared to yesterday. So yeah, definitely the best version of Sinner we've seen this week. The first, Marijam match was pretty good, but that was the best Sinner looked all week. Which sucks for Tien even more because you've come up against the best version of Sinner all week in the most important match of your career, so far. All right. Sinner wins. He's the champion of Beijing. And now he'll go to Shanghai. And on Friday, probably, we'll play on Friday. If Sinner withdraws from... No, he's not going to withdraw from Shanghai. No shot. Sinner has to play Shanghai for his points. If he wants to be world number one by the end of the season, Sinner has to play. You can't just throw away 1,000 points like that. If he wants to get back to number one, which he mathematically could, he has to play Shanghai. And why wouldn't he? He's not injured. There's no reason why he shouldn't play Shanghai. Why would he retire from Shanghai? That's crazy. Alcaraz, I understand. But Sinner doesn't have... Like, he should... There's no reason why he should retire. He should withdraw. All right. We're going to merge the streams in a second. So I want to keep watching Eala. She's taking on Minnan. It's just getting started. One love for Eala. Jump on over here and join us for the second round match. We are going to be watching Sinner on Friday if he does get scheduled for Friday. But Sinner wins. Champion in Beijing. He gets it done in straight sets against Tien in the final. Tien had a great week. You won't hear the last of Tien. There'll be more of Tien. You know that. You know Tien's just getting started. And he'll be definitely a name we're going to be watching a lot more in the future. Get familiar with him with Tien. He will be there a lot. But Sinner too strong. And he wins the title. All right. 30 love minute. Chance for her to get on the board as